Okay, this is page 409, number 18. And it says, neither the koala bear or the red panda belongs to the bear family. Okay, so we have neither, so we need nor here. So A is correct. The correct incorrect thing. So that's the answer. The new regulations have so complicated the process of formulating a school budget to where no one on the Board of Education is eager to undertake the task. So this is one of the more obscure word pairs. So can't be followed by to where, so needs to be followed by that. And this is the only answer choice that has that correct word pair. So E is the correct answer. The new regulations have so complicated the process of formulating a school budget that no one on the Board of Education is eager to undertake the task. Page 471, number 15. Unlike Thomas, neither Leslie or her younger brother, so we don't even need to read further because neither needs to be paired with nor. And they're never going to have two errors in the same sentence. Okay, page 534, number 19. Horse psychology, a science that investigates the reasons for the behavior of horses, help trainers both motivate their charges and prevent problems. So this is almost a trick question because there's no error with word pairs here. We have both, and it's properly followed by and. So we have another error in the sentence, and it's our subject-verb agreement here because we can cut this portion of the sentence out because it's just describing horse psychology. Horse psychology is the subject of this verb, so therefore we need this to agree. It needs to say horse psychology helps. So B is the correct answer for this one. Page 554, number 9. The students criticized the administration for failing either to renovate the old dormitories nor replace them with new buildings. So this one's a little tricky because it's negative sounding what they're talking about, but that doesn't change the fact that either needs to be followed by or. So we could automatically get rid of A, B, and C. And then the next thing we have to look at is what are the benefits of D, what are the benefits of E. So the benefit of E is that it creates parallelism because we have either to renovate or to replace. And if you read that in, you'll see that that sounds best because we're repeating that same structure with repeating to. So I'll just read that in so you can hear it. The students criticized the administration for failing either to renovate the old dormitories or to replace them with new buildings. D does not maintain parallelism. Page 601, number 14. Many professional athletes are motivated by either personal pride and love of their sport. Either can't be followed by and. This would need to be or. So B is the correct answer because that is the error. Page 616, number 11. It is a myth that mathematicians are so absorbed with abstractions and thus have no practical interests. Remember, so needs to be followed by that. So we're looking for that. And then we also have to make sure that the emphasis is correct because many of the wrong answers will shift the emphasis of the original sentence. Okay, so we can get rid of A because so is followed by, and thus. We get rid of B because it's followed by, and therefore. C is looking pretty good because it has that. D, absorbed in so much abstraction that. This is a tricky one because it has that, but it's shifting the emphasis of the sentence. The so is not emphasizing the extent of the abstraction. It should be emphasizing the extent of the absorption. So the extent to which they are completely immersed with the material. And E is not good because it doesn't have that. So between C and D, C is the one that maintains the proper emphasis from the original sentence. So C is correct. I'm just going to read that in so you could hear it. It is a myth that mathematicians are so absorbed in abstractions that they have no practical interest. And I'm just going to read D so you could hear it because it honestly doesn't sound terrible, but the emphasis shifts and that's not appropriate for a correction. It is a myth that mathematicians are absorbed in so much abstraction that they have no practical interest. So hopefully you can hear the shift because it's not emphasizing how absorbed they are. It's emphasizing that there's a lot of abstraction, and that's a shift in emphasis. So you can't pick that as the right answer. Okay, page 676, number 4. No sooner had Andrea del Sarto traveled to France to work for the French king, but his wife persuaded him to return to Italy. So, no sooner cannot be followed by but. It needs to be followed by than. So we're looking for than. So we get rid of anything that doesn't start with than. So we have it down to C and E. So no sooner had Andrea del Sarto traveled to France to work for the French king than he was persuaded by his wife that he will return. The will strikes me as a little odd because persuaded that he will return. This is past tense, so it really should be would here. So it's a little tricky. Let's see if there's anything wrong with E. No sooner had Andrea del Sarto traveled to France to work for the French king than his wife persuaded him to return. So this is better because it's maintaining the past tense. So E is a better answer. So this question was testing a lot of concepts. Okay, page 720, number 12. Brand name prescription drugs are often more familiar to consumers than generic drugs, but the latter are not nearly as expensive than brand name drugs. So as needs to be followed by as here. So D is the problem with this one. Page 721, number 28. The jury took offense at the prosecutor's mocking tone, but could deny neither the accuracy of the charges or the seriousness of the crime. So neither needs to be followed by nor. So this is the problem with this sentence. Okay. I'm just going to stop and start a new video for the remainder of these questions.